And we welcome you back across space and time into the realm of our little group gathering of Star Trek loves and lovers. Welcome back to the Captain's Quadrant. This week we are joined by a very special guest, Aaron.
Yay!
You may know him best as Geek Filter. He is an amazing guy, and we are so glad to have you with us on the show today. So
I'm happy to be here.
First billing, thank you for joining us, and enjoying the madness that's going to be happening for the next hour. We are also joined by my good buddy and yours, my co-host with the most, Double Jasons and Nita. So I'm going to just do it that way.
He's going to group us all together. Okay, all good.
It's time to work.
We'll take it.
I've lost my glasses yet again. I'm going to be getting new ones soon, so I'll be reading.
Oh, I'm blind. Can we just say before we move on, I think you undersold our guest here, Aaron.
Yes.
Who is an author.
Yes.
And I wanted to give Aaron an opportunity to talk about what he's been an author of, because it's pretty damn incredible in my book.
Huge.
I was the co-author of the Star Trek: The Official Guide to the Animated Series, and I designed it as well. So yeah, so that's and it's the 50th anniversary this year. So hopefully, fingers crossed, some things will be happening. So
great. Can we? And how could we get that book right now? If our audience wants to get a hold of that, we're going to get Amazon, bookstores.
Yeah, and if you can get it at your local bookstore first, do that because support local bookstores. But if not, Facebook, Amazon, Walmart, Target, pretty much all those places, and Barnes and Noble. Brilliant. So you should be able to find it. And it's just Star Trek: The Official Guide to the Animated Series. Very, very simple title.
Awesome.
We wanted to put
get
on
it, everyone,
because we wanted people to be like, see, it's real. It's canon. It happened, which is part of the battle of just getting it acknowledged. But it feels like more people are kind of seeing it, and now with Lower Decks incorporating a lot of stuff, we get. I think it's got a little bit more street cred now.
Absolutely, I think it's always had street cred.
Yeah.
Brilliant stuff. Sorry, Cap. I just
no.
Make sure our guests
that was a proper procedure for sure. Proper procedure for sure. So we have a special moment where Jace is going to share something with us, correct?
I think we'll do that when we start talking about the episode.
All right, that's fine.
I'll hold on to it.
We get to say "I told you so" to one of our co-hosts, but we'll get into that later as well. Super excited about that, and let us hop into a quick synopsis of the episode, because we are talking about Star Trek Picard. Picard grapples with a life-altering revelation as the crew of the USS Titan attempt to outmaneuver Vedic, while Raffi and Worf uncover a plot by a vengeful enemy.
You're just adding all kinds of random words to that.
Right now. If you can only see half the screen, you might as well just.
I'm just glad we don't have the teleprompter. If we had a teleprompter guy, I'd be going nuts right now.
I think he did pretty good considering he can't see half of what he even wrote.
Yeah.
You guys you can't see it on my end, but this is zoomed up pretty big. So
Jace, at least that was the right synopsis. That's all I say.
Yeah, that's a good point.
What are you taking a swipe at me for? That hasn't happened in weeks.
I'm going to take a swipe at everyone today because I'm angry.
Hey, even me.
No, I'm scared of you. That ain't happening.
Can I remind everyone about our segment later on?
Absolutely.
Yes,
of course. Later on in the show, after we do future speculations, after we do our commercial break, we have named that Trekisode. And everyone watching, here's your chance to win. If you're watching live, just put an oi, good old Aussie oi, in the chat. And with a bit of luck, you'll be chosen and will be assigned to one of our guests who'll play on your behalf. If the guest wins, you win. And then Captain Joe Dove will send a winner a prize from our merch store. And look at the talent we've got tonight, contestant-wise. We've got Joe, who may not be able to see. The image will look blurry even when it comes out clear for him.
Yeah, that's true.
We've got Nita here, and we've got both Aaron and Jason, who we know these guys are like savants with this stuff.
Yeah, you're going to want to be paired with Aaron and
when
Jason.
you're in chat.
No pressure, Aaron, but we're expecting big things from you, especially.
Okay, great.
No, good.
Whatever you do, don't start shouting Orville titles or anything like that.
It's the Mandalorian. Wouldn't even know them.
All right, so
they're all animated series episodes. That's all I know.
All right. Let's hop into First Contact.
Thanks.
It's a nice sip there. Let's start.
How
with-
Paramount hasn't sent me a cease and desist with that clip? Yeah, I'll never know.
I don't think Paramount's made it this long into the show. They're just like, oh,
Oh,
this is
yeah.
crap.
Yeah, they're like, yeah.
You're not a threat.
Aaron, please give us your pros and cons.
No, his first contact.
Oh, yeah, excuse me.
Jo-
Oh, tired.
Edibles, man. I keep telling you not to eat those edibles before the show
What
starts.
do you
No, they're
think my
supposed to,
room's
they're
red?
supposed to keep your eyes good, but it's for cataracts, my dude.
What is First Contact? I forgot. Like the
Oh, just your overall impressions, mate, of the episode. Your general
Overall impressions.
thoughts.
I am excited that it just keeps getting better.
Yeah.
I was excited we also didn't have a lot of Vatic because that's the one thing for me that's the downside is just because she's too over the top. Like, just I don't know why that gets me. But no, I love the between Beverly and Picard. There's just a lot of meat there, and it all works. I think that's what I like about it. It doesn't feel none of it feels forced or like kind of brought up just to use for the show. It like seems like naturally these things would happen.
All right. Excellent. VHS Jace, please give us.
I really enjoyed Star Trek II: The Wrath of Zadok. I thought it was. I thought there was elements over there. I don't mind. Look, yeah, she was actually quite diminished. I feel as a character in this episode because the stakes being raised so much. Aaron, you brought up that scene with Picard and Beverly in the thing, and it was great. But it was, the only overall thing I would say is they needed, especially in this whole episode, if I had this guy on the show, things would have been a lot better. Beverly and Picard could have worked things out. They could work, and especially in the conflict between Picard and Riker, he could have been there helping. So. Yeah, that was my overall impression.
Something I got to jump in here and say this. I actually went on the set of Dr. Phil this summer, and nobody told me whenever I was on that set that was the set that they shot the original Star Trek on.
Wow.
Because I was bored the entire Dr. Phil, whatever. But if somebody said, this is where the Star Trek is filmed, I'd be over there like hugging the walls, going, I can feel the magic.
Did Dr. Phil tell anybody that they were stupid that day?
I'm pretty sure he would have if he was there.
Oh, he wasn't even there.
You guys are dumber than two hamsters in a pillowcase.
Oh, wow.
Security guards went missing that day. That's how Jason got in there.
Yeah, that's all right.
I was there legally. I had tickets.
I loved today's episode. I mean, they gave me more of Worf.
Mm-hmm.
You can't go wrong when you give me more of Worf. Okay, I love how he named every single house. It was the first time that he actually acknowledged his human adopted parents, who played a huge part in him being Klingon, because they gave him the Klingon, as much Klingon upbringing that humans could during a time when we didn't really know much about the Klingons, right? And I think that was so crucial for him to have said. I think he came to terms with being the only Klingon on Earth for a really long time, being raised by humans, and really being okay with his own identity. I thought that was beautiful, the interaction between him and Raffi. I love that he called her by her full name. I thought that he was so formal. And it was incredible, the moment that the captured individual, I forgot his name, revealed himself to be a changeling.
Yeah.
Oh, I loved it. I think the changelings are
pros and cons, so you don't have to go.
I'm sorry. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I know. Just reeling it back. Overall, what did you think of the episode?
Overall was incredible. I loved it. I'm so sorry, guys.
Oh,
you're good.
You're great. All right. So our good friend Jason Roy Gaston, the chamomile tea is wonderful, right?
Yes, the chamomile tea is wonderful with enough sugar, because without it, it is terrible. But I enjoyed it. This show's giving me exactly what I want. I don't know why, but so much TV drama nowadays, science fiction and otherwise, seems to be against the idea of giving the audience what they want. I love that this last season of Picard is just like, free candy. Here you go. Here you go. Here you go. Everything in this episode hit, except for one thing, which I won't get into until pros and cons, because I know how the show works. But I enjoyed it. Rip banging, good time. Even if I was
yes, say it.
Even if I was
I would have,
even if the writers were wrong for not doing what I said. But here's the thing, I'm not giving up yet.
I will come to your defense a bit from a conceptual, and I said this just before the show and in the chat. You were kind of hitting the right mark, because you may have got the species wrong, but the concept of grabbing a villain, a classic villain, and bringing them back to face off Picard in his final season, it's pretty accurate.
Yeah, so technically I was right.
No, you're not right.
That's right.
You were very wrong.
Yeah.
Here's how we can make it work.
How do you know,
The changelings could have turned into the bugs, and then the bugs.
No.
Yes.
Speculation.
Nice save, Aaron. Nice save.
I gotta keep this from being demonetized. Hey, Joe.
I think he wants to give me a high five. So
yeah, one-fingered high five.
Yes, all 5 fingers. High five. All right. Just for those who have joined us in the room, welcome, folks. Be sure to type in OI. Oi. It's a good old
Oi.
Oh, yeah.
Oi. It's oi. It's not oi. It's Australian, not
Oi.
Scottish.
Oh, all right. I didn't say. I just give you the letters to type in. Anyway, and you'll be entered to win a prize when we get into our fun Star Trek game called Name That Trekisound. And it's going to be a heck of a lot of fun. Just like this episode, they gave us drama, they gave us suspense, and they gave us so much that we were familiar with, and it worked so well. So let us now go into the comments. Nita.
Yes, we have quite a bit of people here that we haven't seen before. We have Sarah Andrew saying hello.
I'm here too, Sarah. Thank you.
We got this Philip Bryan. Good team.
buddy.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, this Philip Bryan. Hi, buddy. How are you?
And we have Rick Mason. He's also on TikTok as Random
got 2 butt
Gotham. He's
Apparently, Jason's a butt plug giver.
I'm gonna beat my record for last episode about how many times I can get away with saying.
Oh my God! No! We don't need any more of that. Anyway.
No more butt bugs.
Oh,
Okay.
my goodness.
Now here's my new game. How many times can I get you guys to say butt bugs?
I am concerned here, Joe. Captain Dove, I don't see Cosmic Mom. What's going on with Cosmic Mom?
She's finally realized there are better things to do with her time.
No, she's probably
one of these days I will too.
I'm gonna go text her. Give me 5 minutes, guys. She's in an area where it's spotty on the Wi-Fi, so she comes and goes. She'll be in and out.
Well, wherever you are, we love you, Cosmic Space Mom.
Yes.
Yeah, they love you a lot.
Cosmic Mom is our #1 fan, and we love her very much.
Yes.
You know what Cosmic Mom got? Is the same as Joe Dove. Brand new Captain Squadron iPhone case. Cosmic Mom
very
got
nice.
Yes. Are they going to come?
It's a very nice iPhone case, but maybe I would have expected you to spend maybe a bit more money on your own mother. But far be it for me to judge your cheapness, Joe.
That is what she wanted. And my defense, I said, "What would you like? You can pick anything, just not the hoodie." And
why not the hoodie?
Because she doesn't like hoodies.
Oh. Well, I think she would have figured that out on her own if you'd given her the chance.
I told you.
Joe's looking for an excuse to delay things so he can show his bird of prey off ornament.
Just everyone, I just want
we
to
get
know.
this show moving?
Oh, yes. Let us move to pros and cons.
Sometimes may be good, sometimes may be shit.
There was a lot of good, not a lot of shit. We're gonna.
There was a little bit. There was a little bit.
All right, yeah, maybe. It looked like it when it was finished, but anyway.
Well, yeah.
We're gonna start off with you, Mr. Gaston.
Okay.
Your pros and cons.
All right, pros. #1, it's always good to see Thomas Dekker doing anything, because I was a big fan of his from the Sarah Connor Chronicles.
Oh wow!
And I was just like, where have I seen this guy before? Thomas Dekker. So it was cool to see him playing a part in Star Trek, because I don't know if you know this, but as a little boy, Thomas Dekker played one of Picard's imaginary Nexus children.
Yes,
Thomas Picard.
indeed.
So apparently life went bad for him. So thumbs up for Thomas Dekker. I was a fan of his back when the Sarah Connor Chronicles was on, and I'm just happy to see him in anything again. Not that saying he hasn't done anything. I just haven't seen him in it. I love the fact that DS9 lore is getting some love.
Yes.
Bravo.
I got a little misty when Worf said that he was contacted by a good, honorable friend, and I was just like, Renee.
Oh, rest in peace, Renee.
I know, but Renee may be gone, but Odo lives forever. So
Yes.
I'm happy with that. I'm even happy that it's changelings. I really am. I was not expecting them to bring them in, and they are. So this is a spiritual sequel to DS9 as well as TNG, and I just love that so much, and it's making me wonder: Are we going to fly by the station on the way to the wormhole at some point? Are we going to get a look at that grand old lady again?
Oh, yes.
Just look at all the pylons. Look at all the pylons.
I would defecate involuntarily if they did that.
What if they had to stop in there? Is Quark still owning the bar at this point?
Oh, Quark is still in there. You know, have you heard that my brother is the Grand Nagus?
Yeah, he's the one who, if you watch Lower Decks, he's there because that's the first
Yes, that's right. Yes.
My con is Riker.
Oh,
Riker at the very end. I think that
get
whenever
off
he
the bridge, old
tosses
man.
Picard off the bridge, it felt manufactured for the sake of that cliffhanger at the end. And that's just something that I thought just came out of nowhere because they were buddy. And then, get off my ship. You screwed up. You made a mistake that nobody else would have made. Oh, totally. Everybody else would have made that mistake. Riker, how many mistakes did you make? So I thought that was a little weird. Otherwise, I honestly think that this episode, especially the flashback sequence, is probably some of the best acting we've ever seen from Jonathan Frakes.
Oh, I was going to mention that.
So that's I give a grow and then I give a glow. So that's it. This is the best acting we've ever seen from Jonathan Frakes, and Troy appearing in the communicator just killed me. I thought that was hilarious, and I'm going to stop now because I will just keep gushing and gushing and gushing. So you guys go ahead.
All right, Aaron, your pros and cons.
Let me start with a con, because I had the same con, unfortunately. So it's like, it came out of nowhere. It's also completely unprofessional for Riker because he would never let's in front of all these other people let me say this, we're all gonna die. Like, no, you don't do that. Like, even if you think that, you take him off to the side and do it or something.
Could Riker have been replaced at one point during
Yes,
this episode,
that's
though?
my theory, because it's not Riker. That is, in that scene, that is not Riker. No way would he do that. There's no way. He's a changeling. Sorry, Aaron.
How many are on the ship? Yeah.
How many butt bugs are on the ship too?
Oh, no. Not
again.
the mud bug.
If I knew this was going to happen, Jason, I'd have a little counter in the screen. And it'll go up every time you say it.
Next week, because I'm not giving up.
Oh my goodness.
So for my positives, I'll take a couple that people might not come up with. Is I love the Vulcan science officer. Like, this is electrical and biological. It's like, it's so Star Trek. There's this it reminds me of One of Our Planets is Missing, just bring up the animated series, where they're flying inside of a giant, I keep thinking, it's like, hey, can they get some villi and recharge their warp core with it or whatever? But I thought that was very cool. And Dr. Crusher being told, basically, you've been gone for 20 years, you don't know anything, and then saving Shaw because she does know something. And I don't know why she would think that the person who was, once the head of Starfleet Medical just stopped learning.
Right?
Or I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. So it's like I won't say a con for the Doctor because the Doctor's supposed to be like that, but that I really enjoyed just Beverly being able to be Beverly without, being shot at or something.
Yes. VHS Jace.
Oh, I've got a few things. Straight off the bat, again, they continue to be epic with their framing of the ships.
Yes.
The battle scenes just look so amazing. Everything is everything, the size, to how they're filming it, it just gives this real epicness to it. Yes, Jonathan Frak's performance, absolutely best that Riker's been, and absolutely that's not Riker at the end. That's what I'm planning my.
You're
this
really
is the
leaning.
hill I'm going to die on. It's Chew out of character. You've also noticed prior when the ship got hit. Go back and watch it again, and you see that version of Riker looking around like this is new to him. Like he's looking, especially when they get that knock. And Picard just takes because he's used to it. But Riker's looking around like, this is new to me. And the fact that his agenda in this whole thing is, let's get the hell out of Dodge. That's all he wants to do. That's not Riker either in my book. So I thought that was great. That scene between Beverly Crusher and Picard, like how wonderful. I started being on Picard's side going, hey man, you never gave me a chance. You never gave Riker a chance. But then once
Agreed.
Beverly explained, it's like, I feel like I could save my son, but I don't feel like I could save yours. And she goes into that whole speech. Wonderful. By the end of it, I'm like, yeah, Beverly's right. She had to do what was right. Still doesn't make it fair. No one wins out of those scenarios, but that's real life, isn't it? Some of the amazing stuff. The fact that finally we get a captain who doesn't just fall over and die. Isn't that? We get a captain who actually gets actually injured. Kind of messed up. That bit where he's bending over and he's spitting out blood, and then you see the bone sticking out of his knee. I'm like, that's cool. And also, like that actor playing Shaw.
Oh, he's so good.
That whole
So
scene where he
excellent.
gave command to Riker, it was the the most petty command handoff I've ever
Yeah,
seen.
yeah.
Yes, it was.
But he was in
You
extreme
take care of
pain. But he's a good captain, man. I mean, he's in extreme pain. He's almost dying, and he still has the wherewithal to grab Jack Crusher and go, how come they keep finding us? And I really love that moment as well. Even though it took 25 minutes to get to Worf scenes were, I think, a little bit jarring because this is an evolved Worf, I think, especially with his human interaction. And he gets some good one-liners in this.
Oh,
too,
he had some
so I
great
really
ones.
dug that. Well, with some of them is, as you humans say, I'm working on myself. Love that line. Also love that he's a subcontractor for Starfleet. Love that as well. So that was kind of really good stuff. Same issue I had. Like, it's the same one Jason had, but like I said, he's a changeling. He is a changeling. The portal weapon. How amazing is that portal weapon? The first time they're going through it, I'm going, where are they going? Just behind them. So cool. So, I mean, of course, the Odo reference. If you're a Star Trek fan, you'd have to have a heart made of stone, not to get hit a little bit emotionally.
That
with
one got
line.
me. Yeah.
Yeah,
I was like,
absolutely.
oh, Renee. As soon as he said that.
Yeah. And overall, the
Yeah.
biggest thing about bringing the changelings back is I always thought at the end of Deep Space Nine, when they lost the war, a villain with that capability just to kind of regress, and it's a nice, neat bow. I'm so glad that it's not.
Yeah.
The idea that there was a schism and a terrorist faction moving on for that, totally down for that. So, yeah.
You know, honestly, retroactively fits into the continuity of Discovery too, because
How
in
so?
Discovery we had a lone changeling who was out just kind of doing their own thing, and I was thinking the whole time, like, why is this guy away from the link? What's going on? Here we go.
But that was 900 years later, though. Wasn't
Yes,
it?
it was.
Yeah.
Well, we kind of know what's going to happen now, don't we? Anita, where's it gone?
Yeah, I loved the evolution that we saw, although quickly, in Worf.
Mhm.
He
Yeah.
brought a sense of humor when he said beheadings are Wednesday, or I don't
Yes,
do that
that was a great
anymore.
line.
I love
Yeah.
that. I don't do that anymore. You know, those lines were excellently delivered. I thought that it was fantastic to see him evolve and be more comfortable with himself. I really felt that the conversation with Beverly and Picard was so integral to what was going on. We understood Jack's accent and where it was coming from, and we understood her
Doing all the stuff you
reasoning.
need to fill in.
Yeah, I did. I was like, what's that about? But I like Jace when she started to explain. I felt like, well, how dare she decide for Picard what he can and cannot do and use his past against him. But then when you listen to her, when you really hear what she's saying, she really did have to make that choice, because I think that it may have not been any real winners in that choice, but it was the right choice for the moment, because he would have been plagued with being the son of Picard, a man who was always going to have enemies come after him. I mean, the in TNG, the Ferengi made up a son just so that they can get to Picard. So she knew how he would react, and I think that given the history of Picard, I understood her decision. She had to protect her son, and I could see why she left Starfleet. She lost everything to Starfleet and felt like she got nothing in return. So I thought that was a really good interaction. I was not a fan of that last interaction with Picard and Riker. I thought that was very off character. And my first thought was, well, you chose to follow his direction. He didn't force that on you. You had a choice. Why is he acting this way? And when Jay says he is a changeling, that's most likely what it would be. I'm backing that theory up, that he is not the real Riker, that he hasn't been the real Riker for a while, probably what's culminating the issues with him and Deanna.
Interesting. So I'm going to disagree. I think we're going to be in for a surprise. I think that the reason why we got that flashback was because he is now connecting his. Oh yes, you're pulling out the weapons on me. What a wonderful way to a mutiny. This is what's happening on the Captain's Quadrant.
We're getting weapons out.
Yeah, we're getting weapons out. I love that one.
And he's oh my goodness.
Ooh, the Tribble Eater.
Yes.
I think my mom's joining in the butt bugs jokes now. Great.
And it's bug is butt bug.
Yes.
Not plug.
Right. Yes.
Let's retype that, please.
No,
so much for monetization.
There we go. There goes our ticket. No, but I think the reason why Riker's acting like this is Jean-Luc never had an offspring. He's never had a chance to be a father. They connect that moment in the flashback with this moment in the present to let you know, hey, I'm thinking of you as a father, and I want to get out of here so you can have those moments that you missed. And he was thinking of the loss of his own son, which somebody's gonna have to fill that part in because I don't recall. But I think that is why he was acting like this. Like, listen, dude, this is your chance to be a dad, and I don't want to screw it up. And there's 200 people on this ship. I don't want to get them killed. I'm thinking of like the father Riker, not as Captain Riker, cowboy diplomacy. I'm thinking we got to get out of here. We got to save these kids. So that's why I disagree. I thought that was a huge pro. I like that change. It was more of a, we're too old to be the amazing badasses that we were 20, 50 years ago. We have to think about the reality is we're older, and it's going to take a lot more for us to even stand up and walk around. So the only con that I had was I wanted to see Geordi, and I wanted to see that space station. I know that it's coming, and I was kind of hoping it would happen now, or we would have had the Enterprise E fly in and go, screw you, pew, pew, pew. But we didn't get that, unfortunately. But such is life. Now I turn it back to Nita to go through the comments.
Yes, and we have here from Cosmic Mom, the transporter beam at the nursing home was malfunctioning.
See,
Did it split you into two people?
Yeah. Did you see Mbegga's daughter in there?
And Rick says that he's happy it's an alien other than Romulan and the book for once. I agree.
Yeah.
Well, that had been played
glad.
out season 1 and season 2 of Picard, haven't we? So
yes, Sarah loves the acknowledgement of Odo. I think we all can agree with her. That was a moment that made the tissue come out.
Yes.
I mean, I
am a
just
41-year-old man go.
Yes. Now, she does think that Riker was a bit harsh to Picard, and I think that we can all agree that whether or not we agree for the reasons that Joe is wrong,
I'm not
and
wrong.
Jason and I are right,
Uh,
it was harsh either way, and that's definitely something that was very interesting. Rick wonders that Picard should have pulled the Admiral card. Where was his Admiral's order? He was pretty weak in this episode. I think it took him by surprise, though. I
Yeah.
think it was an unexpected reaction, and I think that's what really happened.
I also
And,
think
yeah.
with that too is like, sorry, Nita, go on. I've just gone
okay.
blank. I just had a really good comment. It went
No.
it went that way, and it's gone.
Ooh, okay.
That's like when I leave a room and go to another room. What am I doing here?
It's Australia, mate. What can I say?
This
The fact
Philip
is 1 o'clock
Ryan-
in the afternoon, I'm not blind drunk, is a miracle for Australians.
Oh, you're
This
funny.
Philip Ryan says one of the key players will be a changeling. I agree, and it's Riker. It's
My man
Riker.
Philip Bryan.
it.
My
Nope.
man. Philip
Yes,
Nope, nope,
yes, absolutely.
No, Riker. Sorry. You are both wrong.
It's the Titan itself. No.
And-
The whole ship.
Well, the Titan itself is being played by Jeffrey Combs, so you know.
Bryan.
he also loves the beheadings are on Wednesday.
Yes.
And this comment here
Oh, my
from
pastor.
There
Yeah.
you go. Can we all behave
miss my
now?
pastor.
I just already dropped an F-bomb. Sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah.
This show
I
is
didn't
so
curse
much
too
fun.
guys. Oh man. I hope
No, but you
It's
disagreed
not-
with with
Please,
me, and that's the biggest sin, right?
No,
there.
no. Please pray for me. Sorry.
And there's a lot of bug comments we're going to skip over.
Jason, what have you done? What have you done?
But yeah, and we have one last comment here by this Philip Bryan. Did it remind you of Worf and Picard on the first contact arguing on the
Yeah.
bridge?
You're a coward.
Mhm.
If you
Yeah.
were
Any other man, I would kill you
where you stand.
I love
Yes, that was my favorite moment
So
of
good.
first contact.
Oh,
That was
man.
one of my many favorite
that and
moments.
assimilate this.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
He has the best lines.
Yeah,
You know why? Because he's Klingon.
sure.
There
Please
you go.
put that comment from our good buddy and often co-host.
Yes,
Need.
absolutely. I am. She sorry, buddy.
There we go.
Yes, Thaddeus died of a rare silicone-based neurological disorder.
When was that?
He died of a
When was
sci-fi
that?
disease.
Yeah,
Yeah, when was that explained?
That was
And
explained in
see-
season
In Nepenthe.
1, in Nepenthe with
Yeah.
the Riker and
Pizza-
Troy episode.
The
pizza episode.
infamous pizza scene.
Mhm.
Yes, in season
Oh.
1 when he went there with
Yep. I
with
remember now.
Data's daughter and the whole drama. Yeah.
I think it happened when she was picking tomatoes. I think that's when
Yes.
she mentioned it.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
I should have rewatched the first 2 seasons.
No.
that's okay.
No.
No.
All
You
right.
can watch Nepenthe. Watch that episode.
Oh,
Yeah.
just the one, and then
Yeah.
and then get going.
And all of the data scenes.
all the data.
all the
those-
data scenes in
that's it.
Nepenthe. That's all you
it.
need.
That's it. Are we
I just want to say we have tons of comments today. So if we don't get to all of them, I do apologize. But we do have other segments that we do want to get through. But we do have tons of beautiful comments, and they're appreciated by all of us.
That's right.
Because
just
I
don't
said so.
Blame Joe. We're just going to blame Joe for it.
Are you blaming me because I didn't agree?
Because you're not on board with this
Absolutely.
Riker concept, all right? So
Seven's the change. Like, oh,
Mm.
no.
Really quickly for the flashback that you mentioned, I can see my old apartment in the big picture, and it's nice that it made it to the 25th century. It's like my first
Barry
apartment
Ken
in
is
Los
living
Angeles.
there
are
now.
you serious?
Yeah.
Like, your
Yeah.
buildings in the
You can see it
background?
down-
That's
Oh, you're
amazing.
building.
Yeah.
I was like, you're in your
Yeah.
apartment filming. and you
Not
get
me.
paid?
No, that would be weird.
Can you tell them they can film here in Brooklyn?
Wonder how much the rent's then.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
Oh, you can live here. Oh no, isn't it like? Didn't they figure out money's not worth it anymore? Anyway,
I don't know.
Yeah.
It depends on what day of the week it is. Either
Yeah.
money's not worth it anymore, or you pay for things. It's
It's the writers.
It's who is ever writing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's go into
Always.
future speculations.
So, what's next? I don't know.
I don't know. That
no.
line is epic.
Kind of how I feel.
Yeah.
Always my favorite, Jean-Luc.
All right. All right, Jason, Roy, Gaston, what are your future speculations?
Okay,
Mr.
so
Gaston.
My future speculations are as follows. Number one, the nebula is important. They're being drawn in towards the center. They think it's a gravity well.
Mhm.
There's something in the nebula that they don't know about, something that the biological and electrical energy is coming from. Maybe the nebula is alive. I don't know, but something's there that they don't know about yet, and that's probably going to save them or probably not going to save them. I don't know.
Species 8675309, Jenny.
Sure, why not? Or, well, no, I'm not even going to go there.
The book. No.
So, the thing in this episode that piqued my interest the most was that the portal weapon was not the dangerous piece of technology that was stolen from Daystrom. And I was like, what else would there be?
Yeah, that was a good one.
What could they want? Because I mean, that's like a
Agamus.
major thing. I said the other day, if you had enough power, you could just open up a portal, on Earth and put the other end on the sun, and pretty soon, like all humanity's gone. I mean, what could be more powerful than that? And I know everybody's out there going, "Oh, it's lore, it's Professor Moriarty," but honestly, are they really that powerful? No. So I got to
Would
thinking,
lore be a big threat though? Because
lore-
of his
'cause they beat
knowledge.
I'm not sure, but I got to thinking, and I went back into my encyclopedic knowledge of what we've been over in Star Trek: The Next Generation, what this stolen piece of technology could be, and then it hit me, and it's been right there in front of us the entire time.
Don't say butt bugs, please.
Butt bugs.
I knew it.
No. The
Iconians.
butt bugs and the changelings have joined forces into a gooey parasitic mess. No, I'm just kidding.
Jesus.
Or am I? But I'm still holding out hope that we're going to get some kind of butt bug resolution here. I said this last season. I'm going to say it again. Iconian. The demons of air and darkness. Because Picard did blow up that one outpost. That outpost had dangerous technology. If they found dangerous technology, they'd send it to Daystrom, and who knows, maybe those weird bug-like aliens who are, in the masks and everything, maybe they're Iconian. I don't know. I'm just basically wish baiting right now. I want butt bugs and I want Iconians.
But this is the show that's going to deliver it. This is the season he's delivering.
This is
wishes.
it.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
Come true.
But honestly, part of me is thinking it's going to be some adventure that happened off screen, because that seems to be how Picard is hitting us right now. It's like, well, don't you remember this that happened off screen? So if that happens, I won't lie, I will be disappointed. So I'm hoping it doesn't, and I am hoping for butt bugs.
I knew it. All right, Aaron.
Really quick, Jason, you mentioned the people in the masks. At the very first episode, remember when they found the residue after she shot them, and Riker's like, "This is weird." I bet that's because they were changelings.
Perhaps so. Yes.
So anyway,
Or
yeah,
Don't say it, Aaron. He wants you to say it. Don't say it.
Vendorians.
Iconians with butt bugs.
No, I was going to say the same thing. I was guessing about the Nebula is probably alive, and I'm guessing, and this is not just because they did it in the animated series, but I'm imagining they're going to somehow use the Nebula to get out, or at least power their ship.
Because it
Seems
is
like that. 'Cause they keep talking about those strong electrical or powerful pulses that are coming out. So I think
and it actually turned the lights on, which was great. I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
look how nice it is when the lights are on."
And that's why I was like, okay, it lights things up, and it's going into the EPS power grid somehow, so probably it can charge something with it.
Yeah, good call. All All right, Nita.
Okay, so my future speculation, we already know by the trailers that Moriarty is coming back, and he's technically tech, but I don't know that we can classify him as that he's greater tech than what we've already saw that they've stolen, right? I'm not too sure about that, but I think that maybe he's part of what they stole from the between him and Lore together. That's a pretty powerful combination right there. I do believe, I do believe that we're gonna see a female changeling being released. In Deep Space Nine, she was taken to prison. Nothing was ever said as far as how long she was in prison, how long they would keep her in prison. Maybe. I mean, let's face it. She was an incredible leader. She took over an entire quadrant. Okay. I don't see that changing anytime soon. Maybe she's already out. Maybe she's truly the captain of the strike. I don't know, but I think we're gonna see her coming back. I think the female changeling is going to be pivotal in what is going to happen next. I think a combination of Lore and Moriarty is the tech that's going to push that over the edge for them.
Moriarty.
Moriarty. That sounds like a lipstick.
Oh,
my goodness.
The numbers are about to come up. She's putting lipstick on, ladies and gentlemen.
That sounds like a new lipstick, right? But I think so. I think that's gonna have a real big influence. All
right, Chase.
Okay, we are getting to near the halfway mark with episode 4. Not quite there, but we are there. We've got to get this gang back together. So my hope, it's not a prediction, but it's a hope that we get those missing pieces and we put them in place. I do not think we'll see Worf connect with the rest of the crew just yet. I think we're still a couple of episodes of that. But I'm fully expecting to see Geordi
and Troy
join. Troy, yes. I think Troy's going to be the one who comes onto the ship and exposes that's not my husband.
Oh,
that's my theory.
You're going real far in that theory.
I'm doubling down.
I'm doubling. Yeah.
If you thought butt bugs was a big campaign, this one. And I said it, Jace. I said it. You got it out of me. I said the words.
I think Aaron's the only one who hasn't said it yet.
Yeah.
Say it.
So, and we'll continue.
So
you know
that's
you want to, Aaron. Just say it.
Join us.
I've not been taken over by changelings.
Join us, Aaron. Join us.
No.
Oh, good. I'm good.
That's
Be
it.
a butt bug, Aaron.
That's it.
Fine, butt bug. There you go.
There we go.
Yeah. So for me, my future speculation, I really like that female changeling theory. So that's awesome, and I hope that's what comes out because she was an amazing villain, and I believe Salmon Jen.
She had a few reptile junkies helping her along the way.
Yeah. Totally. But
what if we get Jeffrey Combs back too?
Don't even go there because
as Agamus and Wayoon.
Oh wow! Incredible!
What number 187 of Wayoon? Though,
yeah, right. Yeah.
I've got it. Hold on, I've got it. I'm sorry. Go ahead and give your future speculation. Okay, no. What would the What kind of dangerous technology would renegade changelings want? What did the changelings have before the war that they don't have now? Cloning technology for the Jim Hadar.
And
catch white, they wouldn't.
And we've actually seen it in Picard before. They got the Golem technology that they took from Soong.
That's right.
Yeah, that did,
And that's why Laura's back in a human body. I got it. I'm good.
He's finally like,
I'm correct.
Makes sense more than the conspiracy bugs. But the last bit of
this
my
is it.
theory.
I got it. I figured it out. Paramount, give me a check. As compensation for not having butt bugs this season.
I think that the living construct will probably be making an appearance because we had
From
that.
Prodigy?
No, Prodigy
yeah,
too, but I think it was the same thing at the end of Picard season 1 with the androids were summoning and looked just like Control. It had these like big tentacles that came out of that opening. It opened up into space, and then these tentacles started to come out, and then magically they got rid of it. But
you bring up a good point because remember when Jack Crusher was having his visions?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What was this stuff? And I've got a picture of it. I've been really slow.
It was like
showing
veins
pictures
or
this
something.
week.
Yeah.
Yeah, this thing here. Like, what is
Roots.
that? And it's very reminiscent in a way to some of those flash scenes we saw in season 1, and almost like that red imagery they keep throwing in there occasionally.
The scary door.
Yeah, the scary door, which was kind of odd and weird, but yeah.
I need to rewatch that scene and see if I can make out what Seven was saying there.
She was saying,
she kind of mumbles.
Yeah, she mumbles.
Oh wait, it's always been the butt bugs.
Did the subtitles say it?
No,
that would be a good way to check.
Subtitles on.
Yeah,
No, I don't believe so.
Idea.
I watch with subtitles because I'm going deaf, but I don't think that they said anything.
It didn't, and my subtitles were on, and there was nothing. She mumbles something.
Oh,
yeah, but you were watching it in Klingon subtitles.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It's always going to be an issue.
So we're going to take a quick break. But
to our sponsor this week.
To our sponsor this week. But before we do, I just want to remind everybody, please type in the OI in the chat so you can be added. I don't know if Nita has picked up everybody.
Yes.
You have?
Our first 4 OIs have been already
we're all
assigned
good.
Great.
All right.
Yep.
Which
The
I
rest
will
of y'all can
announce.
just F off. We're done.
All right. Well, never mind. So let's cut commercial. Bang.
Chief Engineer's Log, Stardate 8609.8. These are the voyages of the Starship Enterprise. Aye, those were grand adventures. Hi, I'm James Doohan, Scott. You know, it's been 20 years since Star Trek first aired, and to this day, the Star Trek saga still captures the imagination of millions of fans all over the world. The adventure continues, and to commemorate the 20th anniversary of Star Trek, I'm very pleased to present the first ever series of Star Trek collector plates featuring the key members of the Starship Enterprise crew. On the first plate is my illustrious friend, Mr. Spock. Now, it captures all of Mr. Spock's superior intelligence and calm demeanor. A remarkable likeness, I would say. Under an exclusive license from Paramount Pictures, Mr. Spock is available only through Ernst Enterprises in association with the Hamilton Collection. Right now, the Mr. Spock plate can be yours for only $29.50. Now enjoy this plate for a full month and risk nothing, because the Hamilton Collection guarantees they'll buy back your plate at the original price if you're not satisfied. And through this special TV offer with your paid order, you'll also receive a free 6-month membership in the official Star Trek fan club. You'll be sent free the club's bi-monthly magazine and newsletter, plus lots more. So beam aboard and join us in celebrating the 20th anniversary of Star Trek. To order Mr. Spock and get your free membership, here's all you do.
Wow.
That's a good deal.
That's a great
deal.
commercial. I love
I'm
it.
glad they invested so much in the plates, considering they invested maybe $15 into that set.
Yeah, I know.
And
It is
honestly, can you imagine being James Doohan, accomplished voice actor and pretty much icon? He walks in and they're like, hey, we want you to sell these plates. And he's like, absolutely, I'll sell the plate. Hey, this is Mr. Spock. Can you do it in the accent?
That set was horrible, wasn't
That was
it?
an awful stuff. But
Even the Lost in Space special effects guy going, oof.
Yeah.
So,
But it's a nice isn't that where Lower Decks got the Tom Paris plate idea from?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that it was just
He doesn't
20
look
years.
like he
and they
wants
make
to
it sound
be
like
there.
it was
He's just
so
like,
long.
yes, this is a plate. Look at that. Oh,
Hey.
it's Mr. Spock. Isn't that just wonderful?
Not
the
even
fact
himself.
that you can still
I
go
have
back.
that plate.
Hey,
Oh, look at that.
I have that.
Hey.
that's awesome.
Aaron, that's awesome.
Hey, and you
actually
can
have
still
that
sell it back
plate.
and get all your money back.
Yeah,
too.
this is
Yeah,
good.
this
It's
is
terribly
the-
not
this
that-
is
So
the plate
here's
that
the
commemorates
scam
the
with that
wormhole.
ad. To get a free, here's the scam with that ad. To get a free 6-month fan club. You buy the plate and then you send it straight back for a full refund, and you still get your 6 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was a free magazine and all that
when I was a
stuff, yeah.
kid.
Wow, that's crazy.
See, I sent my plate back because I wasn't happy with it, and they had the gall to call me and say, "Did you eat off of this?" I was like, "Well, how else was I supposed to try it, sir? You're not supposed to eat off these plates." Well, then what are they good for? It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Well,
I had a conversation with. Oh, sorry.
No,
Go.
I was saying with John Delancey once at one of the early conventions when I first moved to LA, and we were talking about the people who couldn't afford rent, but they were buying these plates that they couldn't even eat off of.
Oh, wow.
It was an E3. That's what it was. It was like the second E3. So there was like virtually nobody on this one floor where they just stuck him there, and it was for a Star Trek game from '93 or '94. So that was pretty funny.
That's cool.
Great.
That's really cool.
93.
That's so funny. That would
have been Star Trek Borg, wasn't it? With John Delancey in it. Oh, that's such a great game.
Because he was plugging it. So yeah.
All right, so let us go into our fun little show in the show.
It's time. I take over, Joe.
This is it.
You're stupid. And let's get our first segment out of the way. And of course, that is.
It's time for Name That Trekisode. The hell is that?
Okay, guys, welcome back again for Name That Trekisode. Is everybody pumped? Before we go ahead and do this, Nita, you
I can see what this episode is now. No, I'm kidding.
You better not.
Yes, let me tell you who our hosts have been aligned with.
Okay.
Texas Jason has been aligned with Rick Mason. So if Texas gets it, Rick gets a prize.
Yay.
Right.
Joe has been aligned with this Philip Ryan.
Oh, sorry, Philip.
Aaron, Geek Filter Extraordinaire, has been aligned with Sarah Andrews, and I have been aligned with Cosmic Mom.
Oh. Wow, lovely.
Because I
we
plan
go.
to steal her from Joe.
Oh, okay. You can have her and all the bills.
Well, let's do it, guys.
Get her that hoodie.
Well, we're going to go for it now, guys. All right, I'm going to press it. Remember, once you know what it is, give me a good old Aussie oi. And if you don't get it, then I'll keep it going, and the rest of the guests can also have a chance as well. But here we go, guys. 30 seconds starting now. The clock is ticking.
Oi.
The
Time's
image
arrow
is slowly getting blurry.
Wow. Did you hear
this
that?
Is oh no,
No, I didn't.
what is this? I know what it is. It's I was just talking about it.
Give
me
it was
an
just the
oi.
Iconian episode.
Oh, the Iconian episode. Yes, when Data was
I just no description. I need.
You have to say
an oi.
oi first.
the Iconian episode. You said we could do descriptions.
Oi, last
Oi?
battleground. Sorry. Yeah.
No descriptions after you say oi, Nita, but I'll give you a shot now. You're going to give me a full description of this episode to get it.
Okay, so this is when Data and Worf were trying to disable the Iconian weapon, and it hit back at Data. The energy bolt was hit back at Data, and he kept going, and there were multiple Datas because of the timeline, and that's my description of this episode.
Do the rest of you agree with that description?
I hate to tell you, actually fused 2 episodes into one because
Yeah.
one of the ones you used was we will always have Paris.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So this is it. Nobody's got it. I'm sorry, guys. We're trying to give away stuff.
I know what happened.
Now
in
I
the
remember the
episode.
name.
I just can't remember the name. Of it.
Okay, Jason,
I
if you
can.
can give me a full description.
Well,
Okay, the Enterprise answers a distress call from the USS Yamato, who tells them that they have found the Iconian homeworld, and then the Yamato goes boom, and the Enterprise goes to the homeworld where they're met by their ship starts malfunctioning, probably because of the butt bugs, and they go to the Iconian homeworld, and they're met by Romulans, and the Romulans are like, haha, we're Romulans, we're gonna blow you up, but their ship's not working right either, and so Picard and Data and Worf go down to the surface to try to disarm the Iconian power core because they've got doorways that go to anywhere in the galaxy. And then Data gets hit and he starts malfunctioning. They take him up to the Enterprise. Data dies, but then he gets better. And they realize that that's the way to fix the Enterprise is to turn it off and then turn it back on again.
Wow. Well, the rest of you, I don't know about the rest of you guys. That sounds a pretty good description to me. Everyone agree?
Yeah,
Yep.
I'll give that one.
And I
I know I can't win,
remember
but I
what
think
it's
I know
called.
the title.
What's
I
the
do.
You think
it-
you know the title? The
Yeah.
title trumps it, Aaron.
Yeah,
If
if
you
you know
get
the
title
title.
trumps.
Oh wait, no. Contagion.
Oh, he's right. Oh,
Is he
He's
right?
I'm so
Yeah,
mad.
You think he's right? He's
Yeah.
right. Contagion
Yeah.
season
And he
2,
got
That-
episode 11. Contagion. You have
That
done it,
means-
Aaron.
That
That
means
is,
Sarah Andrew has won a gift.
Yay!
Cool.
and whoever was aligned with Jason, we going, the guy gave a full description.
I
Sorry,
know, you couldn't say Contagion like 2 minutes before I started that.
I'm sorry.
Well done, Aaron. That is
It
fantastic.
took your description for me to remember the name.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad I could help.
So the captain now, the winner. Who was aligned with
Sarah
Aaron?
Andrews.
Sarah
Congratulations.
Andrews.
Oh, you said oi
Congratulations,
earlier.
Sarah. Captain will reach out to you. We'll get your details, and we'll send you something cool from the merch store.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Absolutely.
Cosme Mum, you're waiting a little bit longer for that hoodie. And that was the end of Name That Trek episode. Okay, let's move forward to the next segment, and we got a cracker for this one, and that, of course, is stupid Star Trek question.
It's time for stupid Star Trek questions.
Okay, this one's come from one of Nita's followers on TikTok, who sent this question this week. I had a couple of really good ones, but I decided to go with this one. This is from Caprica_1701. When someone talks in another language and the universal translator does its thing, what does the mouth move in English? Right? Shouldn't, if you live on a starship or anywhere in the Federation, shouldn't it be like living in the middle of a dubbed foreign film?
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember
Theory.
watching movies that were like Chinese or Korean, and they would have the English subtitles, and the mouths would move in the language that they were
Yes, that's
originally
right.
speaking.
So,
It is a perfect question. Yes.
Since the universal translator supposedly like uses neural inputs and like basically reading your mind, it could just be making your brain think that they are speaking English and they're really mouthing whatever they're mouthing.
That
I
makes
could
sense.
go with that theory.
Yeah,
I
that's
kind of go
logical
with
answer.
that.
Yeah. Rick says
Perception
perceptual
filtered Rick Mason
filter.
saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wrong franchise.
Oh.
Oh,
He
That's
got
a Doctor
feisty on
Who
that too.
reference.
Doctor Who reference.
I
Wow.
love Doctor Who, but
Yeah, but
Oh,
have another sip of that drink. I think you were going to fire up then.
Yeah, you really.
It's a wrong franchise.
it would be
You-
kind of
you
fun,
know
though.
you're
Could you
in
imagine
trouble
Worf
if you
back
do
there
something
working the
like that.
tactical station? Mr. Wolf, fire. Yes, sir.
I thought it was a fair question, but I think you're right. Actually, I think it's a neural thing. So
Yeah.
yeah.
That would
That
be a
sounds
great
more fun living in the middle of a galactic foreign film.
well, and if you look at the old ones, I think they did have both sounds going at the same time, especially when Hoshi was kind of experimenting with it early on,
Yes.
and then in
Yeah.
Perfect
Yeah.
Beyond.
I always liked
They
that.
have
I
both
always
of
thought that was a
voices going at the
cool,
same time.
a cool thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
100%.
was cool, but could
Far
you
more realistic.
imagine? Yes, it is far more realistic. But can you watch an entire show that doing that all? It would be annoying.
Mhm.
It would be annoying.
That
So-
scene in Beyond was annoying just for that reason. I mean,
Yeah.
not for
Yeah,
the scene,
yeah.
but
The
just
double-
like hearing that, you're
Absolutely.
like, okay, I've got a fatigue from listening to this now. Move on.
Yeah. Probably why they killed it. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, you know.
Well, great work there. Thanks for the question, Caprica_170. Don't forget to send through your stupid Star Trek questions. And that was stupid Star Trek questions.
Join us next week for more stupid Star Trek questions.
Thanks for that, Kat. Back to you.
All right. I just want to send out a special thanks to our special guest, the writer extraordinaire and magnificent person, Aaron Geek Filter. You're freaking amazing. Thank you so much for being on with us. We hope
appreciate
you
you
be
having
back in some point in the future, and we'll have a nice chat. I want to thank Nita and then our double Jasons, my co-hosts, Jason Squad. You guys are always fantastic. And I want to just remind everybody to be sure to not only like, share, and subscribe. It's really important that you do that. Please hit that like button. It helps a lot. And I want to thank Rick and Sarah and all of our friends, especially the Philip Bryan. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. And Annie, our sometimes co-host, thank you for joining us here live in the Captain's Quadrant. I'm going to just sign off for this week, but do we want to show the merch store? Do you have that?
I'll show the social screen. This is where you can find us.
So for Sarah Andrews, please be sure to DM me on TikTok. I'm at This Dungeon CQ. You can follow VHS Jace at VHS Jace. Jason Roy Gaston, who probably doesn't need any more followers, but you know what? He should get more.
Don't listen to him.
Anita,
We always need
Anita
more
F71, and Annie Vulcan Diver. And of course,
can I just say, sorry, that I hit a mark on my TikTok today. I got to 500 followers, which now makes me 0.1% of the amount of followers Jason has.
Oh,
So
congratulations.
I'm coming for you, buddy. I'm coming for you. I still have 499,500, whatever it's going to be. It's but
celebrate your enemy's victories, for tomorrow you may die.
I hit 850, so I'm super excited about that.
Oh, okay, Joe. I was only making a joke. You have
No,
to
but
take
it's
it
true.
seriously.
It's great. People like me. I don't know.
Oh, people like him.
Not how many you have; it's the type of engagement.
Yeah, that's
Yes,
true.
there you go.
Yes.
Thank you for.
Yes.
You are definitely our Vulcan inspiration in this show. You've
Yes.
been the only one who's been logical and making sense.
Yes. Well, join us next week. Oh, and we will wish you the best. Live long and prosper. And Riker's not a changing.
Before we go, guess the name of my cat. Guess the name of my cat. Guess.
Let's see who guesses.
It's Butt Bug.
Oh,
We'll see you next week, guys.
no.